I just can't wait to shit my pants. Pull it out and rub it all over your face. Yeah! So, the lighting is poor and your mum is a whore. And yes, it's time for some Game Boy Advance on the pink DS, which doesn't look pink in this camera light, or this light being absorbed by the camera. But anyway, yes, Street Fighter Alpha 3 for the Game Boy Advance. This is what I'm slotting in. It's a game I've done a video on before, and fucking kind of forgot to upload it. So yeah, so I didn't forget to upload it, I just kind of inadvertently deleted it. So we'll start the Game Boy Advance game. Give it a bit of volume, gotta have a bit of volume. And I'm drinking some tea. Tea's trying to creep into shot there, look. Yes. So yeah, Street Fighter Alpha 3. Played this on the PlayStation, used to love it on the PlayStation, awesome game. Seems like there's some more, you know, like more modes than what I remember the PlayStation version having, but this isn't a good version of the game, let's get that clear. You see, the problem is always that if you play Street Fighter on a console, I suppose it does have 6 buttons, but you need a decent control pad, or if you're into the arcade experience, a decent arcade stick. But for me, there's just something about playing games like this on a handheld, it just seems really claustrophobic. And you could play this game on the Game Boy player for the Nintendo GameCube if you're that way inclined. It does support Game Boy Advance games, obviously, that's what it was mainly engineered to do. In my last video I explained that I was extremely mentally drained from this fucking week. Shit week at work, and the goddamn D-pad on the DS is not helping my goddamn cause at the moment, because it fucking sucks for these games. And so does the Game Boy Advance D-pad as well, to be honest, so it's not really that relevant what you play it on. Apart from the fact that the vanilla Game Boy Advance did not have a backlight. So obviously you play it on the DS, you get a backlight as a default. So yes, that's one reason to pick the game on the DS. Now graphically it's nice. The game does play pretty much as you'd expect it to, but oh no, that was it actually. What am I talking? I'm chatting shit, man. Yes, I've only been using the heavy punch and heavy kick in this video, and then I remembered that the Game Boy Advance only has 4 buttons. That was what I was about to say about playing fighting games on the Game Boy Advance, and I thought, hold on, no, this DS has got 6 buttons, and I remembered that the Advance has only got 4, because I'm a fucking retard. Wear down that clock a bit, and some more tea. Game over, more like fucking life over. See the option mode, game option. Yeah, difficult. Why the fuck's it? Just having to refer down to the normal damage. Lots of damage. Yeah, you got speed options and shit like that in there. And we'll pick a different character. It's very rare that I actually play Street Fighter with anyone other than where's that DJ guy? I remember he was quite good. Yeah, it's very rare that I play Street Fighter with anyone other than Ryo. Fuck it, we'll play as Vega. one of the old school bosses. We don't know we just select for different vias and can't remember what they were all about. It was to do with the style of playing supers and all that. But the Street Fighter Alpha games are actually set before Street Fighter 2, the other, and possibly Street Fighter 1. Nobody really plays Street Fighter 1, nobody really cares about it. Or Fighting Street as it's known as on the Turbo Graphics or whatever. So you could just be cheap as hell with Vega. This is a cheap ass motherfucker. And just do that same move over and over again. Sound is pretty nice for well, it's not bad, should I say, for a Game Boy Advance game. It's certainly not ear-splittingly offensive, so it's okay in that regard. Just drink some more tea. As you could see when I was selecting Vega, there is a whole plethora of characters to choose from. There's a lot of characters. It's not like the original Street Fighter 2 where you, well, I say the original Street Fighter 2. I just discount Street Fighter whatsoever, the first game. It's just not part of the series for me. I don't even know if I've ever fucking played it, to be honest. I'm sure I will have, I just don't remember. I remember seeing an arcade machine for it once and I was like, what, there's actually a Street Fighter 1? I just thought they called it Street Fighter 2 because it sounded cool. Sounded like it's so cool, it just needed a sequel before it even fucking had a first game. So yes, this is Street Fighter Alpha 3. The main problem for me with it is the fact that you've only got 4 buttons. Although if you play it on a DS, it's got 8 buttons if you include the start and select, but you can't use them! God damn, if only they'd have invented like a 6-button controller attachment for the Game Boy Advance, then this game would be a whole lot better. But saying that, it's certainly got to be better than them, you know, like when they ported Killer Instinct and Mortal Kombat to the original Game Boy, and you know, the original Game Boy literally had 2 buttons, so not quite as bad as that, but certainly I'd prefer the PlayStation version over this one, which can be picked up pretty cheaply anyway, especially if you go for the value edition. But thumbs up for Street Fighter Alpha 3 for this version, this specific port.